Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Wright, and this is Sports Done Right for the month of May 2024. Noted inventor and entrepreneur Charles Kettering once said, "You can't have a better tomorrow if you are thinking about yesterday all the time." How true. How many of us make the move to Sun City and then spend the majority of our time thinking about our careers, continuing doing more or less the same things in which we indulged prior to retiring and moving, and not taking any advantage of the opportunities here, which very well could lead to new passions and new adventures? Getting out of one's well-earned comfort zone can be hard, but the members of at least one of our sporting clubs have learned how. We visited with two club officers in April and heard about a wonderful trip to Belize.
Well, we are here at beautiful Lake Somerset in Sun City with a couple of members of our very active Kayak Club. And Barbara, I'll start with you. You're the new vice president of the club. Congratulations. And tell us about your recent trip.
We went to Belize, but it was 50 miles off from Belize. It was an island, an atoll, which is, it's a circular strip of land surrounded by a lagoon or an ocean. This looks like it's quite big, but it's actually very small, the land. And we went to kayak. We didn't so much kayak, we did a whole lot of other ocean activities. And it was such fun. It was so interesting and unique.
And how many people from the club went?
There were 19 people.
Wow.
There were 9 guides or cooks, inclusive. And there were a couple of Audubon people who have a cottage there. It's pretty rustic. We slept in tents they had wooden floors, they had beds, and they had mattresses and sheets. So we were very comfortable.
Well, it's a pretty windy day here. Now, Bill, you've been with the club for 16 years, 14 years.
I think 14 years I've been secretary, yes.
And you're in charge of arranging all the trips. And tell us about not only Belize and how that got arranged, but some of the other trips that you have taken and are planning for this year.
Okay, we did Belize. This is my third time going there. And I have to get 20 people to go. And then, so we have our own group in there. But we do Belize. But we do all around Florida. We've done every part of Florida at one point or another, and we try to do at least 1 or 2 trips a week locally. 42 landings in Beaufort County. We've done them all.
Okay. What are some of the international trips you've taken?
Belize.
Yeah.
We went to Galapagos. But the international trips are the tough ones.
Yeah.
We do mostly local and mostly in Florida. We've got trips coming up in Florida next week to Sebastian, Florida. And then we go to Devil's Fork State Park. Then we go to Crystal River, which is our 14th year going there. So,
now, Barbara, let me ask you kind of an off-the-wall question here. And that is, not a lot of people do kayak. It's my impression. Not a lot of people do kayaking in their youth. How did you get started?
My husband, he rode in Cape Town, University of Cape Town, and we also had a house in Winston-Salem or in Pinehurst, which was on a lake, and we had 2 kayaks there.
Okay.
So we did kayak in America. But when we got here, we were thrilled to find a kayak club.
Now, how long ago was that you started?
In Pinehurst, that was about 10, 15 years ago that we had the kayaks there.
Okay. All right.
We sold them because the people who bought our house
Wanted
wanted the kayaks, yes.
Now, Bill, how about you? I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit, so I don't even think I knew what a kayak was.
I started kayaking when I was probably 25 years ago in like places in New York, like Lake George, the Hudson River, things like that. Moved down here, brought my kayak down here, and then I sold it right away because it was too heavy. You got to have lighter kayaks down here.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Just because you got to get them off your car, and we get older, right?
But there are regulars who go regularly, and there are about 15 people who regularly kayak.
How's the club doing?
We have 109 members, and there's probably about 40 that participate in the whole thing throughout the year. Different people, yes.
Yeah, that's fairly typical. And so what can you tell us about how you get involved?
I just want to say, first of all, it's not restricted to only the 55s. There are some 80-year-olds who are really, really tough kayakers, and they've been on so many trips and are so experienced. The one couple that I know, if we're going one way down on a kayak trip, they'll go down early and they'll do the one way, and then they'll come back with us.
Oh, really?
So they are very sprightly.
Okay. And what's one recommendation as secretary? What does it cost to get involved, and who do they approach?
It costs $10 just to sign up for the membership, and then all you need. Oh no, there it goes. Too late. And then all you need is a kayak. That's all.
Okay. Okay. You have to provide your own equipment, obviously.
Yes. It's
Okay.
like a bike club. You gotta have a bike.
So I hear. All right. Well, listen, this has been great. Now we're going to flash up some pictures of Belize and the accommodations, which I understand were somewhat rudimentary.
There's no electricity, no hot water, 4 showers, and 1 outdoor shower where you sit or you shower and you watch the ocean and nobody can see you. That was fun.
Yeah.
But it's very rudimentary. They don't have water. They don't have. They have generators to cook, and the kitchen is virtually outside. They have 2 lady cooks.
Now, were you able to get? Now, Belize is just outside Central America, correct? Were you able to get to the mainland at all?
No. You take a boat, 2 hours to get to the island, and to get back. Back again is 2 hours as well. So you away from the mainland completely.
Yeah, I know it's part of Central America, but it's not the mainland. It's an island.
Yes. You know where the Blue Hole is? Did you ever hear of the Blue Hole? It's out by.
Is that a bar down in Florida?
No, it's not. The Blue Hole was Jacques Cousteau discovered the Blue Hole and cut a hole through it, and we're right near the Blue Hole.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Belize owns it, and it's very protective, and you can't fish 1 mile off the shore of the island. They don't allow any fishing, and they have somebody that patrols it too, to make sure you don't. But
okay, now what would be your big trip planned for next year, 2025?
I'm staying in the States. I'm Minnesota Key, which is a great trip.
Okay. Well, Barbara, Billy, I have to say this is great. We'll be looking forward to hearing more about the Kayak Club in the future, and thanks so much for your time.
Our pickleball club again hosted the annual LowCountry Classic Pickleball Tournament in April and added a couple of exciting twists to the usual action. Our team spoke to officers of the club and key figures in the additional activities.
Well, Doug, you are the tournament director, and this is quite an affair, and I know it's about the 8th or 9th Classic that the club has hosted. But tell me how you got involved and how all this came together.
Well, this is the 9th LowCountry Pickleball Classic in Hardyville, sponsored by Hilton Head Regional Healthcare.
Is this the first time you've had an event sponsor?
This is the first time we've had a title sponsor. We've always had gold, silver, and bronze sponsors that help us, but this is a title sponsor. And every time we say LowCountry Pickleball Classic, we say sponsored by Hilton Head Regional Healthcare, which is now part of Novant.
Okay, and how large a field do you have, and where do they all come from?
We have 420 players, and they come from 22 states.
Wow, that's really something. Are they both records?
Last year we had actually about the same number of players and from the same number of states. But we've got a very popular tournament. I think we have one of the most popular medium-sized pickleball tournaments on the East Coast. We have people that come back year after year to play in this tournament, and this is the only tournament they play in.
And, with all these tents and setup, how long you been working on organizing this?
Well, the planning started probably September, October, but much of the work started when we started registering players in January, and then, of course, a lot more the last month or so. We have 130 volunteers doing different areas, sponsor sales, site setup, check-in, which my wife is in charge of. And the biggest need is for court monitors, where we have about 90 court monitors handling each of the events.
Well, that's terrific. And in addition, you added a little pet adoption affair.
This year we have some new special events. One is we have Jasper Animal Rescue Mission with their dog, so people can adopt a dog while they're at the pickleball tournament. We also have military adaptive court sports. They'll be doing a wheelchair pickleball demonstration in 11:45 today. We had a lady from a company, Spin It, handing out free shirts to promote their new line of pickleball shirts.
So it's all good, man.
It's pretty good. It's a big affair. It's one of the more popular tournaments.
And you're in the pickleball club, obviously, but what's your position there?
I've been the treasurer of the pickleball club for 4 or 5 years now, and I've been involved with the tournament, but not as a tournament director role, but I've been involved for the last 7 or 8 years.
And finally, you started to take charge.
Yeah, I thought, well, I know enough about this, I can lead it now, and some parts of it are kind of fun.
Well, good. Well, Doug, we appreciate the fact that you're busy as beaver here and took a few minutes to talk to us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Stephen Harper, you are the executive director of a group called
Military Adaptive Court Sports, or in short terms, MAX.
And what exactly is MAC all about?
MAX, we are a nonprofit, veteran-based nonprofit organization that travels the country, helping our disabled veteran community through adaptive sports, using various sports in the court industry or the court sport. We use pickleball, badminton, racquetball, table tennis, and padel to help our veterans stay integrated and to have a meaningful life after military service.
Well, that all sounds terrific. And you did say you were nationwide.
Yes, sir. So we started this back in San Diego back in 2012 when I was actually teaching racquetball. We wrote a grant from the Department of Veteran Affairs, and the VA said, hey, we like pickleball. It's like, whoa. 4 years ago, we wrote a grant to the VA. They loved our proposal, and we've been traveling the country ever since, teaching veterans around the country the sport of pickleball.
Now, what exactly are we going to be watching in a few minutes here?
Fun. We're going to actually demonstrate. My compadre, he's our national pickleball director, Gabe George. We've been together. We're able to teach the fundamentals of pickleball. You know, I am in a wheelchair. I'm able-bodied, but I like to be able to teach from the student's point of view. We see that a lot of veterans dealing with invisible injuries and physical injuries, and today we're going to show that life is not over, you know, because something bad happened in us. We're in the military, you know, they might have been injured in combat, but there's life after. So today we're going to give them a little hope, a little taste of what we do around the country, and we're going to have fun. And actually, I think we're going to get you in the wheelchair, Doug.
You are Gabe George.
Yes, indeed.
And what is your position with MAC?
I'm the pickleball director for Military Adaptive Court Sports.
Okay. And so what does that involve you doing?
I get to have the funnest job out of the organization. As Stephen mentioned to you, we teach multiple sports to veterans all across the country. But the best sport right now, in my opinion, if it's going on nationwide, is pickleball. So I get to travel nonstop, meaning I'm home maybe 4 days a month. And the rest of the time, I'm across this country sharing my love for this sport.
Are you based here in Hilton Head?
Oh, not at all. I'm actually, quote-unquote, based in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. Okay. Well, guys, you're doing a great thing. And
Thank you for having us. We
well,
really appreciate this.
keep doing it. And hopefully you'll get some contributions, maybe some volunteers. And we're looking forward to the demonstration.
Definitely. We have a nice select crowd right here that actually volunteered to come out and experience this. And a lot of people don't understand like why we do what we do. I tell people, life happens to everybody. And sometimes it doesn't just mean just because you are going to be in a wheelchair, but sometimes things happen. You could be walking and leaving from here and get in an accident, but that doesn't mean your life is over. I believe life is for the living. As long as we're here, no matter what happens to you, you should be able to enjoy something. And pickleball is something, a sport for all, available to all. And no matter what you're going through, you can enjoy it and have fun.
Okay, well, Stephen, you're gonna be a demonstrator?
I think so. So I definitely want to say one thing. Hey, I want to say thanks a lot to Doug and the LowCountry, Sun City, Hilton Head. You guys are putting on an amazing tournament. You've been doing this for several years now. Thanks a lot for having us. Thanks a lot to our guy who got us here, Steve Lerner, our marketing person who's helped Military Adaptive Court Sports to get us out on the map. Matter of fact, I think I can say this, that we are definitely shaking hands with PPR, who is definitely one of the main point instructing teaching facilities around, and so they're definitely jumping on board a lot of other organizations. So today we're going to have fun. We're just going to have an instructional moment, and hopefully we're going to see some folks enjoy themselves.
Well, that's fantastic, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching this whole interview, which we will get to somehow.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so
Okay,
much. We
thank you
appreciate
guys.
All right, go get them.
All right.
On the golf front, the annual Neighborhood Challenge was staged under the direction of Mike Barato and Sun City Tournament Director Nicole Hodges. Let's see what they had to say.
Well, Mike Barato, you're the organizer of the Neighborhood Challenge. It seems like we just talked to you about 2 months ago, but this year's annual event is coming up. Tell us about it.
Well, thanks, Doug, for having me on a short notice here. You're right. We did have our ninth meeting in November 12th. So it was just in the mirror, so to speak. So our 10th anniversary is coming up on April 1st, and we look forward to a great field here at Hidden Cypress. We started our first one in Hidden Cypress, and so I think, if my memory serves me correct, it was 125 golfers that played that very first year. So we've long passed that point, and we're looking for some good competition, but most importantly, a chance for our neighborhood players to meet other neighborhood players to premiere some nice friendships.
And we have, I don't know how many neighborhoods now, 57, 58. How many neighborhoods participate?
Yeah. Usually we're easy 20 through 25 usually.
Okay. And it consists of?
Consists of 5 to 8 players. You have to have a minimum of 5 to play. 8 is a max, and it's 100% net, which is a rarity in playing a golf tournament. Usually you get 80% and not 100. So the players that carry handicaps of 12 and above, this is for you. You're getting all 100% of your strokes.
And that this time of year, we don't have to worry about playing in the dark on the 18th hole.
Oh, man, you had to bring that up. Yeah, right. We're going to get that hour back that we lost in November for sure. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We don't want any flashlights coming in on the 18th. Hey, thanks so much for having me, and welcome all you new neighborhoods to our challenge. Thanks.
Well, Nicole, it's warming up a little, thankfully. And what's going on here today?
Well, we've got the neighborhood challenge here today. We've got about 241 players going out, so
wow,
an incredible amount this year. Mike Barato has really put on a great tournament and got a lot of participants.
And you'll have a long day because we have 2 shotgun starts.
We've got one at 8:30 this morning and another one at 1:30 today.
Do you get to eat lunch in between?
We do. We've got lunch catered by Publix. It'll be behind the clubhouse here for everyone that's playing.
Well, you do a great job with tournaments. How many tournaments do you, I mean, not the usual weekly WGA, MGA, but other than that, how many tournaments do you think you do a year?
Oh, well, we do our 2 large ones. The Folds of Honor is coming up in July, and then the Superintendent's Revenge in December. And then the associations have their own member, President's Cup, ones like that. And then this one is a special tournament we do for the neighborhoods each year.
And do you get involved with the Sun City Championship in May?
We do. We have the Sun City Golf Club hosts 5 tournaments throughout the year, and the Club Championship's the one coming up. So we're excited about that one, and Cinco de Mayo is also coming up in April.
You ever take vacation?
Sometimes. This place is like a vacation. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, Nicole, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. As I said, you do a great job, and hopefully everybody will have some fun and we'll come out with a great winner.
I believe so. Thank you.
Well, David, you're out here on a cool day and you're wearing shorts. Good for you. And is this your first time at the Neighborhood Challenge?
Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's going to be a great day.
And what neighborhood are you from?
North Lake.
Oh, okay, on the north side, right across from Cedar Run. Okay. Now, tell me, did you have any trouble getting people to play?
No. Chaz Brown in our neighborhood organized it, and we got a full house.
Well, good luck to you today. It's going to be a beautiful day as soon as it warms up.
Oh, I'm sure it will warm up. This is paradise.
Doug and Laura, you're here for the Neighborhood Challenge. And what neighborhood would that be?
We live in Botany Bay.
Okay, so you're relative newcomers.
3 years tomorrow.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that old. Anyway, so is this your first attempt at the Neighborhood Challenge?
I played last year. She did not.
So it's my first time.
Okay, and listen, holding up the ladies' end, this is quite a responsibility.
I understand that. But I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, as soon as it warms up a little, I noticed that you're not wearing shorts.
Yeah. The afternoon group's going to have a great time.
Well, gentlemen, you're here for the Neighborhood Challenge, as I make it. And what neighborhood are you from?
We're from Oakney Woods neighborhood, right around the corner.
Okay, and have you done this before?
No, this is our first time competing in this event.
Is that right? How long you lived here?
I've only lived here for 2 years, and we're having a great time since we've moved in here. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, a big shout out to those hundreds of our residents who volunteer at the RBC Heritage. That tournament can't happen without them. We also highlight this month the efforts of the Shark Attack Dragon Boat Racing Team and their fundraising efforts in support of Dragon Boat Beaufort, which supports Beaufort County cancer victims and survivors who struggle with costs. Let's take a look.
Well, Corrine, as you can see, I'm supporting the team here today. And tell me, why are we here? What are we talking about today?
We are talking about the Team Shark Attack, which is paddling for Dragon Boat Beaufort. Dragon Boat Beaufort is a all-volunteer organization that is helping people dealing with cancer that are having issues with their monthly expenses. So we are here to raise money.
And I don't know of a person that I know that hasn't been touched by a friend or a family member that's had breast cancer. And fortunately, I think the rate of survival is much better.
Exactly. But the hard part is a lot of people have insurance that will cover most of their expenses. But if you are one of those unfortunate people that are having issues having your gas bill, your phone bill, there aren't a whole lot of other options for you. And that's where Shark Attack comes in and Dragon Boat Buford comes in. On race day, we raise money for these particular people that are having more issues to deal with than cancer.
Okay, that's very good. And you got a big event coming up on April 26th.
April 26th, we have Ray doing his fantastic disco karaoke night at the Pavilion. All is free. Annabelle and Walter Johnson are bringing their food truck. All is free. We are asking for donations. So that's how we're a good fundraiser for us.
Okay, and that's all pointing toward a race day in June, which is when?
June 29th, all day long. There's 28 teams in the race. They start about 8:30 all morning long, and come out and join us at the waterfront park. It's an amazing day, lots of fun, lots of activities, music, and we're all there for a good cause.
And how long you been doing this? I mean, is that something you do in your daily life wherever you're from, I can guarantee.
Well, there's a lot going on. This is our second year. Our same team from last year is doing it because we all felt very rewarded when we were done. We raised $16,000 last year, and we're hoping to top that this year. So we're well on our way with all our fundraisers.
And what does a team consist of? Can you just tell us a few of the details?
Certainly, there's the main person is the person in the front of the boat. She's giving us directions and giving us the beat where we're all going with our paddles.
She's called the drummer.
The drummer, correct, the drummer. And there's 18 to 20 people. It all depends on how much weight we have in the boat. Some of us are a little stockier than others, so the boat has to be balanced. And there's two people sitting next to each other on a seat that's probably about this big, and you just row. The race is about minute and a half. It seems more like 10 to 20 minutes, but it's done in a flash, and all that exhilaration and all the stuff builds up on you. And I'm getting excited just talking about it because we all enjoy doing it.
Well, Ed Fiantaka and I have covered it for a couple of years now. We'll be there this year.
Excellent.
And what's great about it is you got 4 dragon boats typically that are populated by these teams, and they're steered by professional helmsmen. Is that correct?
No, we steer the boat.
Don't you have a helmsman?
Yes. He's in the back of the boat, kind of telling us where we're supposed to go. But
right. Yeah, I get it.
But for the most part, we're just paddling. We're there.
That's about to fall off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Corinne, you guys are doing a great job. You set records with your money raising, and we're looking forward to this year, and I know you are too.
We are also. We got new color shirt this year. Some of us have our shark shoes on, so we are anxious and ready to go. And everybody, please come out and support us. It's a great cause, and you'll have fun doing it.
And now, one final word for the month of May. Whether it's kayaking or dragon boat racing, these residents epitomize Mr. Kettering's observation, and they have achieved their own better tomorrow. You ought to think about that. I'm Doug Wright, and that's our show for May. As I always say, stay active, and we'll see y'all next month on Sports Done Right.